morning, and welcome to the virtual Greater Boston Church of Spiritualism on this beautiful Sunday morning, or whenever it is you're watching. Please join me in our opening prayer. Infinite Spirit, beloved God, we come together in harmony to connect to you, to connect to each other, to connect to love. We open our hearts, we open our minds to your presence, to your light, and to your love. Please fill us with your love so that we may bring it out into the world. Fill us with your light so that we may shine brightly and help this world evolve and move through the changes in this new season. We ask that you bring to us our loved ones today so that we may truly know that we are all eternal beings, all a part of you. We give thanks for your presence within us and around us as we say, Amen. And now the divinity of nature, our inspirational thought to help you move into the new season that begins this week. Nature's demands are the only true guides to usefulness, probity, and progression. To know these demands is all we need to know. Faithfully to comply with them is all we need to do. If we would become all that we are designed to be and all we are capable of being. He who most perfectly understands the demands of nature in regard to his own and his neighbor's body and soul most perfectly understands the operations of that infinite intelligence which manifests itself in all nature. He walks in the light and lives in the right, who seeks the truth in nature's book and molds his life accordingly. We and our neighbors are parts of nature. Therefore, what we do to our neighbors, we do to ourselves. Every act reflects upon ourselves. Let us be reverent so that sweet peace may come into our souls like the rose morning light into the bosom of the opening blossom. Let our hearts and souls be pure, sweet temples, fit for the divine to dwell therein. He who is ever faithful to his best ideals, through changes and fatigue, through opposition and injury, shall reach the loftiest spiritual heights and hold communion with saints and sages. And now if you join me in our healing prayer, which will appear on the screen before you as we prepare for our healing meditation. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstruction from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. And now it's time for our healing meditation, a time when we can relax and let go of the stresses and strains of life and just be at peace. It's a time to give yourself a gift, to just be. So I ask you to just close your eyes and get comfortable wherever you are and take a nice deep breath, breathing in all the way to the core of your being and breathing out, releasing everything that you've held on to. And continue to just focus on your breath as you breathe in and breathe out, allowing every breath to relax you, to soothe you, and to comfort you. Just that act of breathing brings you into a place of peace. As you let go of the past and you let go of the future and allow yourself to simply be present in this moment with your breath, breathing in and breathing out gently and easily. As you breathe in, imagine a beautiful light flowing in with that breath. A healing light, a relaxing light that flows through your entire body and brings to your body what it needs to be renewed, to be restored, to be relaxed. Imagine that light going deep inside to every cell and every particle of your being. Just breathe and allow that light to travel from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, relaxing every muscle, filling every bone with exactly what you need to be strong, And just allow that light to gently flow all the way through your body, knowing it reaches into every cell, into every bone, into every muscle, every joint, into every system and every organ, bringing to your body what it needs. And as you breathe out, just release. Release the stress that you've held in that body. Let it go. And allow your body to be filled with that healing light of God that is always there for you. It's never apart. Just breathe and accept that light. Accept that love so that you may be restored and renewed. And to give to your own body what you need. As that divine light flows through your body, send your love with it. So that you can love that wonderful vehicle that makes your journey on earth possible. And choose to give to that body what it needs each and every day, so that it may create health. And as your body relaxes, continuing to take in all the love and the healing light that is here, feel that light gently moving through your mind, clearing away the busyness, clearing away all the clutter that stops you from knowing who you really are. And as this light fills your mind, you can feel your mind expanding and opening to higher thought. And allow the knowing that you are loved beyond measure to fill your mind. Allow the knowing that you are part of the divine. You are always connected. You are spirit. Allow that knowing to permeate every part of your being. That knowledge fills you. For you are spirit, now and always, connected always to your source and to all beings. You are spirit. Breathe that in and allow it to be the truth of your being. Allow yourself to remember that in every interaction, in every experience. Feel that divine light moving through your emotional body, clearing away what no longer serves you, helping you to let go of the pains and hurts of yesterday. There's no need to carry them into tomorrow. So allow this light to gently flow around you and through you. Feel your heart opening and expanding as you realize you are a part of the divine force. And that love flows from you and through you into the world around you. As you get used to being who you really are, that beautiful spirit, imagine yourself being lifted and carried high above the physical plane into a place where you can heal, where you can explore who you really are, where you can understand the love that is always there for you. Imagine yourself now placed in a beautiful forest. Imagine walking through that forest, feeling the soft soil beneath your feet. Moving through, watching the beautiful trees and all their wonderful leaves. You can feel and see the rays of the sun shining through those trees, bringing to the trees what they need. You can feel the gentle breezes flowing through these trees as you move along this pathway. And you notice that a few of the leaves are beginning to fall. And as you look up into the trees, you can see some of those green leaves turning a beautiful golden color. And you know that soon all the leaves will turn. For this is a time of change, a time of transition from one season to the other. And so we move like the leaves through the transitions of life, through the changes. We know that this is how it is meant to be. There are always changes. So we embrace the changes and we move gently through as we walk along our path of life. The very end of the path, you can see a beautiful waterfall. You can feel the water flowing. You You could feel the power of the water beckoning you forward. And you notice that all of the colors of the rainbow is suddenly moving through that water like energy. And you were called to stand beneath that waterfall. So you move under the waterfall and you feel the rays of God's light in this water, moving through you, helping you to release what no longer serves you, so that you may move through the changes free and open to accept the wonderful new things that are coming your way. And feel that white light within that waterfall, clearing you, cleansing you, preparing you to move forward. And as you are cleansed, you can feel the energy of all the colors of the rainbow returning to the waterfall and washing over you and filling you, bringing to you what you need. You can feel the vibrant red bringing you strength, the orange bringing you passion and joy for life. You can feel that wonderful yellow vibration flowing through you, empowering you to be the spirit you were born to be and to live as exactly who you are. Feel the wonderful greens of healing light and life force washing over you and bringing you all the life force you need to move forward as who you really are. Feel the gentle blues filling you with peace, and know that that peace lives within you. Feel the lavenders and the purples flowing into you, awakening your own spirituality, so that you are aware of who you are in every moment as a spirit of God, as a being of light. And as all these colors fill you, you feel that white light again flowing down all around you, filling you with that healing power of God. And as you stand in this healing light, you take it in for yourself and you send it out to all you know, to all your loved ones, all your friends. There is nothing separating us. Allow this healing light to flow out from you and send it to all those people who are in need, all those who are sick, all those who are struggling, all those who are lost in fear and anger and negativity. Together we send this light into our world, into every being, for we are connected to all beings. And as we send this light, we ask that it bring harmony and peace to every soul, that this light fills every mind and every spirit, bringing us all back into harmony within ourselves and with each other. And as we send this healing light out into our world, we ask that it flow to the Californian fires. And we ask that the water from this beautiful waterfall, filled with God's light, falls down upon all of those fires and puts them out. We ask that our entire world be filled with light, and that all things be brought back into balance, so that we may all live happily and joyfully on this magnificent planet. We ask that the healing light fill this planet and radiate out from this planet into the universe, so that we may hold this vision together of our world healed, where we all live in harmony and peace and safety. And as we hold this vision, we bring it into our heart, we bring it into our mind, and we hold that each and every day, doing our part to create peace and harmony in our world. And as we feel that light filling us, we vow to use every thought, every word, and every action to do our part to create peace and harmony wherever we are, helping one another and living gently. And as we step out of that waterfall, feeling whole, complete, and perfect as we are, take a nice deep breath and feel ourselves gently being carried back to the room, back to where we sit, back to our physical bodies. And we can feel the clothes upon our bodies as we allow ourselves to ground back to the here and now, knowing we are ready to move forward into the changes of this fall season, transitioning to a joyful time. Take another nice deep breath, and as you open your eyes, smile. And share that smile with anyone who's with you, or just let that energy flow out into your homes where it can stay there and remind you to be happy, to be joyful in this new fall season as it begins this week. And now if you join me in reading or reciting a Declaration of Principles. In spiritualism, we have no rules or regulations, no dogmas or creeds. Well, we do have a set of principles that help us to live our lives in the best possible way. So please read them with me. They'll appear on the screen. We believe in infinite spirit, and thus God is infinite spirit. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite spirit. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of an individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule, whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual and that they make their own happiness or unhappiness as they obey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter, and we affirm the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. And if you want to learn a little bit more about those principles, our new Introduction to Spiritualism class begins this coming week on Tuesday evening, and there still are a few slots available, but you must sign up today by sending me an email or going on our website and clicking on the class button. And now we will have a sermon which will be offered by Reverend Pat Heitmann from Maine, and she will be followed by a musical selection by Damien LaCount, who will sing A Change in Me. Please welcome Reverend Pat Heitmann.
Hello, greetings. We're here today to honor each other, to begin with. And in that honoring, we need to understand where we are at this time, the time we're in, and the time we've been forced to be in by this experience with the pandemic, the first one we've known in our lifetimes. And it's an interesting piece because we're presented with ourselves more than anything. More time to ourselves, more time to clarify who we are and what we're doing. So I invite you to think that way. Think in terms of who you are. Often when we start to describe something, we start with the biggest thing first, and that biggest thing is that you are walking on two legs and upright, a part of humanity. That is our biggest thing. And as Homo sapiens, we tend to feel a little special compared to the rest of nature. I'm not sure that nature sees us as all that special or all that different. I think they look at us as much alike. We think we look different. Our hair's different. Our faces are different. Our tendencies are different. Our characteristics are different. But that's not what we're seen as a species. You know, we are related to mice, but we're not mice. We are 97.5% the same DNA as mice. That number has gone up recently because of chromosome 16 found on a mouse. So that's one thing. And we're also related to blue whales. My goodness, we're related to blue whales because we are placental mammals. And that's our common ancestor was the Eutherian, found in England recently. Amazing pieces that make us connected. So you see, as far as the Homo sapien piece goes, we can be special in one way. We are one of 7 hominid lines. One of 7. There were 6 other lines of humans that didn't make it as far as we have. All of them are gone, and we're left. And I get to speak on this because I have over 300 Neanderthal markers within me. I'm not sure if that makes me Neanderthal or not. Perhaps. So who is this person that you are? How do you see yourself? You know, the things we use to describe ourselves. Often it's the place we come from. So we talk about our native origin, where we were born or grew up. The languages that we speak, that speaks of who we are. We have associations, that speaks of who we are. Our careers, our jobs, our hobbies, our pastimes, all those could be used to label ourselves. I think we're getting a number of sticky notes pasted on us, thinking this way. But it is all about you getting to know who you are, who you've been, and who you wish to be. You know, it's a common thing that if we were to ask someone else about who we are, they could rattle off a list of names or things that we've done or traits or characteristics about us that we would have a hard time agreeing with, maybe 1 or 2, but the rest of it would be a surprise. So it's not a bad challenge to ask your friends and family how they see you, and you could do the same for them. It's actually quite uplifting. So in this reflection, this all leads us to thinking in terms of what's next. What is next? Because if we look at who we are and who we've been, the only thing left is where we're going. What's next? Who do you wish to be? How do you wish to be remembered? How do you wish to be thought of? What do you want your legacy to be? Consider these things as you look in your self-assessment. You can be anything you want to be. And isn't that wonderful that we have that ability to choose and respond in whatever way we want, whatever way we feel is best? Now, I agree that our days are not all lollipops and sunshine. That's normal. But what's normal is having less sunshine and lollipops. But sometimes, you know, the irritated times, the unhappy or even angry times are useful times. We get things done, or we make things right by those emotions. So it's not that we should deny these emotions to ourselves. We should recognize these emotions when they come about and not sit with them so much as use them, thank them, relate, and understand ourselves. Again, you see, self-assessment. You don't have to stay wherever you are in whatever mood you're in. You have that choice always. And isn't that a wonderful thing to be able to choose? You know, and you're not alone doing it. You're not ever alone. Infinite spirit, infinite intelligence, the all that is stands by, waiting for us to falter, waiting for us to ask. It was in the year 500 AD that St. Augustine wrote in Confessions. He was the first Archbishop of Canterbury. How can you draw close to God when you are far from your own self? It's something to consider. Knowing yourself benefits you in far more ways than just being able to identify yourself. So, do you know who you are and who you've been and who you want to be? Because the introspection, just the act of this introspection, looking into self, brings you closer to God, closer to your higher self, the actual you, and closer to that spark of the divine that is within you. It was within you, that breath of God, infinite spirit. The examination of true self brings recognition of your divine origin. It helps you to feel that God spark within. I think you'd agree that when we experience nature, the big outdoors, we feel closer to that universal light. Are you not one of these pieces of nature? Aren't you? Contemplation, meditation, self-hypnosis, these are all things and being in nature that help us get in touch with who we are. You know, self-hypnosis, meditation, and contemplation are all focus. It's all focus on one thing. They're the same. And you guide yourself, you lead yourself in those times. Consistent exercise raises happiness levels, the feeling of accomplishment and self-worth that comes with having finished a routine gives us that sense. Taking a walk, singing a song, but I encourage that to not be with other people unless you're related, because you're spreading droplets. Concentration, all of those are a part of playing music, playing a game, riding a bike, writing, all of it, being focused on one thing. And that is being in the moment, very Zen. So I'm hoping that you see that you are this gift. You are. And you are a special unifying force in your house. That's why you come here, because you are of this ilk, you are of this type, you are this kind of person. Do you see that you are the one that others count on to bring in the smile, to uplift the space, to nurture? Do you see that you're the one to cheer others on? Do you know that you're the strong shoulder to cry on? Yes, you. You, dear Homo sapien, with all your Homo sapien features and your cultural backgrounds that you were born to, with all your talents and abilities. Above all, you are a spark of the divine. Reverend Mary DiGiovanni wrote in one of our booklets, I'm sure channeled, being connected with our spiritual side, as in attending weekly church services, reconnects us to the divine whole. Within that connection, each of us, ignited by and expressing the divine, calls to the divine within everyone we encounter. And in this way, we do our part to create heaven on earth. We thank Reverend Mary for those words. Understand that you are a gift walking on this earth, influencing others with your light. Maybe we should all wear a bow. But now, do you understand yourself a bit better? Being you is how you show that you love like God. Peace.
What I can do to change the world, change the people around me, change things that aren't me. The only thing we can control is ourselves. And it's really empowering when you realize that you get to decide how you change yourself. So the song is called A Change in Me, and I hope you enjoy it. There's been a change in me, a kind of moving on, though what I used to be, I still depend upon. For now I realize that good can come from bad, that may not make me wise, but oh, it makes me glad, and I never thought I'd leave behind my childhood dreams, but I don't mind, for now I love the world I see. No change of heart, a change in me. change of heart, a change in me.
Well, we thank Reverend Pat for those wonderful words, and also Damien for that beautiful song, and it's great to see you, Rob, as well. And now it's time for our message portion of our service, and I will be a medium once again, and I'm going to just bring through you whatever it is the spirit world wants to share. I thank everyone who sent me emails from last week. It's wonderful to hear that you're recognizing these wonderful spirits who are coming through and trying to reach you. So if you recognize pieces of your loved ones and you can take those messages, please let me know. It's great to know, and it keeps them coming as well. So let's just see who's with us today on this beginning of a fall season. All right, let's see. I feel like I have the presence of a woman who's with me, and I feel like as she steps in, she feels rather soft-spoken and also very dignified. I feel like I'm very much a lady with her, and I know that she's a mother and a grandmother. So I feel like she wants to come in as the lady she was, and that's how she's remembered. She did everything ladylike, and I feel like she has granddaughters because she's showing me her teaching them how to walk and how to sit like a lady, and that was so important to her. And how to, like she comes in with the gloves. And I feel like her house was as meticulous as she was because she comes in a suit that's just perfect. And she has the gloves on and the purse that matches. And I feel like everything in her house was coordinated. And I also feel like I want to change the curtains and change the bedspreads in the new seasons. And this goes back to her kids. It's memories that they would have of how the colors all changed in the house for every season, because that brought her joy, and it brought everybody a sense of new beginnings. And I feel like that's why she's coming in today at the beginning of the fall season, because fall is a new beginning, and she's trying to help everybody to make those changes in your house, that you see it when you walk in the door, that, yeah, this is a new season and I can do different things this season, or I can change how I exist in this season. So it's a change things up is what she's talking about. I feel like she had many changes in her life. I feel like her husband would have passed a long time before her, but I feel like she was left alone to raise her children. I feel like the children may have been teenage years when her husband passed. So she had some difficult years that she had to muddle through and try to take care of everything herself. But she had the stamina and she had the strength. She doesn't feel too tall to me, but she feels very strong. And I feel like she had a very strong spirit. And she's saying she did the things that made her strong in life. And if she wanted to leave a season, she would change everything in her house and start all over again brand new. So she had an ability of letting go of the past and moving into the now. And that's what I feel like she wants her children to do and her grandchildren, move into the now. Make some changes, because I feel like she's talking about you carrying the past into the present and into the future, when the past stuff that's heavy needs to be left behind. And how she's showing it to me is these heavy drapes. And she's saying, get rid of those heavy, dusty drapes and put up some lighter curtains that make you feel lighter. That's what she used to do. And I know it's symbolic. She doesn't really mean you have to change your drapes, but if it makes you feel good, do it. But it's more about changing inside to be new in every season and find what brings you joy. I feel like she was creative. I want to I want to make things with her. I feel like I'm doing needlepoint and crocheting and sewing. So I feel very busy hands, and I feel like she learned how to do a lot of this stuff because she had to, but then it became fun for her, that she always kept her hands busy, and she liked to be busy because she felt that she had a purpose in life when she was busy. But she said oftentimes she didn't take the time to just be either and just relax. So she's saying as she clean out and let go of all the clutter and all the mess of the past seasons. And she said, I'm sure y'all love to throw out the last 2 seasons because we want to get rid of that pandemic. And she said, throw it all out and let's start anew and living in the best possible way we can to stay healthy and strong. She's very loving, and I feel like she may have been a nurse as well because she's coming in with medical advice on health, and she would have been one to tell you what to do for your ailments as well. So those are just a few more pieces of evidence to go with her. But she's a lovely, lovely lady, and she wants you to pick yourself up and start brand new in this new season and let go of the past worries and fears. That's really what the heavy drapes are. She says, don't carry those worries and fears into the new season. Come in with a brightness and a lightness and a positivity and a joy, and that's what you will create. So never mind what you see out there. It starts in here. And she's a really joyful, loving soul, and I leave you with her much love and many, many, many blessings for everybody. She says, this is for everybody, you know, not just my kids, but it's for everybody. Start anew and make it good, make it positive. And I leave you all with her love. Okay, thank you, darling. Yeah, all right. Okay, I have a gentleman who's stepping in. I feel like he's coming in. He's coming on the other side today. So I feel like he's coming in a very light way. I feel like he's a little hesitant in coming in. He feels like he's somebody's father and brother. So I feel like his sister is here and his daughter as well. The 2 women he's trying to get a hold of, his sister and his daughter. And I feel like he's a little hesitant because he wasn't as forthcoming in his life as he wanted to be. And he didn't always let them know how proud he was of them or how important they were in his life. He just sort of went for the day-to-day and didn't come out. He's sort of in a shell, I gotta say. He went through life in his own sort of shell where he didn't share what was going on inside of him. And nobody really knew that much about him because he kept to himself. And he would be present, but not present, if you know what I mean. And he said, I brought my body there, but I didn't always bring my emotions, and I didn't always bring my attention. Because I feel like if you were talking to him, he would be thinking about something else, and you'd just walk away and say, oh, he's not listening. And he said, I was listening, but not as well as I should have. So I feel like he comes in hesitantly because he's not sure you want to hear from him because he wasn't here for you. And I feel like he would have moved away. I don't feel him close with, especially the sister. I feel like there was a separation of states between you. And I feel like there was a long time of not having much of a connection. But I also, with the daughter, I feel like there was separation as well. So he's kind of stepped back from your lives, and he stepped back from his own life as well. I do feel like he smoked, and I feel like he would have been thinning in the hair as he got older. I want to brush my hair back with him, but it's thin. And I feel like that he would have had some problems with his lungs and his throat. And he's telling me the smoking had a lot to do with how he passed, that he was ill. And so I feel like there's a cancer in him, maybe a throat cancer or lung cancer, because he's coming to this part of me. And he's saying he didn't do himself any favors with how he lived his life. And he's apologizing for that. But he's also, I'm asking him, what did he learn in his life? What did he come to share with us? And I feel like he's coming in to encourage not only his loved ones, but everybody to share themselves with those who love them. To not take for granted that they know, because usually they don't. And he says, I can see that my loved ones taken for granted that they each know what the other one feels about them. In reality, they don't. So you have to tell people. I feel like he had a real difficult time communicating, and he's saying, I'm trying to encourage people. I'm learning how to communicate now. And he said, I'm trying to encourage people to communicate with the people around them and let them know what they're feeling. Because so often people have no idea what you're feeling, and you end up hiding behind this mask, which is what he did. And no one understood the pain he had inside. And I feel like he had a lot of pain inside, which is why he kind of wore a mask in life. And he's saying, take off your masks and share your feelings, share who you are. Let the people around you who love you know what's going on. I feel like there's especially one person that he's telling that to that is kind of hiding their sadness or depression. And they're saying, you got to talk about it. You have to tell the people around you who love you. And there's lots of people that love you. So please share what you're feeling inside. Don't let it eat you up. Because he's saying the things he held inside really ate him up. And he kind of shriveled away. So he's saying, don't do that to yourself. I learned the hard way, but you don't have to. So please share what's going on inside of you. Talk to people around you. Tell them that you love them and let them love you. And they'll help to lift you up and get you out of the sadness that you sometimes fall into. There's help there. So don't give up and speak out. And that's why he's really come today. And he feels much stronger now that he's gotten his message out. He feels happy that he's been able to make this connection. And again, he's apologizing for not making that connection when he was here, but he's certainly very happy that he's able to make that connection now. So I leave you with his wonderful wisdom for all of us to share what we have inside, whether it's happy or sad, we have to share it. And then when we share it, everyone's better off for it. And we're all helped and uplifted. So I leave you with his love and blessings. Okay, I have a young gentleman here. I feel like he's maybe early 20s or late teens. He doesn't feel too old. I feel like he passed well before his time, he says. And I feel like he would have passed in a car accident. But I feel like he would have had something to do with that. I think he's given me the sense that he was driving really fast, lost control of the car, and had had a few drinks that night as well. And so he's saying, yep, I was stupid. I didn't pay attention. It wasn't on purpose. It was a complete accident, but I ended my life so abruptly that I left so many people behind in so much pain and so much sadness. And I feel like he's saying he was a adventurous kind of kid. He liked to be busy. He liked to be active. I feel like he was always on the go, and I feel like he would have had a lot of energy. I feel like he would have loved to play sports, and he would have, always been either dribbling a ball or throwing a ball or, running. He feels the type that he just couldn't sit still most of his life. And that's the kind of kid he was. He was always on the go. And I feel like he was always getting in trouble for something. But he was just it was fun trouble. It wasn't bad trouble. And he was just a real character. And I feel like he had a great sense of humor, and he loved to poke at people. He liked to joke and poke, is how he's putting it. And he's a real character. And I feel like he was full of life. And he said, I know you think my life ended when it wasn't supposed to. He said, but sometimes you burn bright and you burn out. So he said, it's no mistake that I passed. It was an accident, but I lived the life I was meant to live, and my soul accomplished what it came to accomplish. I made an impact on a lot of people's lives, and I shared the essence of who I am. And that's really what we're here to do. And once I shared the essence of who I was and impacted the people I was supposed to impact, it was time for me to go home. And that's where I am, home. So he's saying, put your mind at ease. I'm fine. I'm happy. And I'm still the bubbly, active soul that I always was. And I feel like he comes in and moves things and still plays jokes on the people that he loves, just to let them know he's around. So I feel like there's a lot of activity around him that he brings through from the spirit world to his mother and his family. I feel like when you see, you put something down and it gets moved, just know it's him. And he does it just to be funny. And that's the whole reason behind it. So just to be funny and to let you know he's still there trying to make you laugh, because he really enjoyed making people laugh, and especially making his mother laugh, because he had a way about him that he could make her laugh even when he was at his worst. And he's sorry that his life ended so quickly. He said, but I'm always with you. I'll always be there, Mom. And he sends you a kiss and big hugs to everybody, especially his sister. And I leave you with his love and blessings. And I think we have time for one more. I have another gentleman, a younger male coming in, and I feel like he also had something to do with his passing, because I feel like he had some problems in life. I feel like he's quiet as he comes in, and he's saying, I feel like he would have probably had some issues with drugs and alcohol, because I feel like he self-medicated is what the sense I'm getting. So I feel like he would have had some emotional issues going on in his life. There was depression and sadness, and it feels like it was chemical in his, and he couldn't really do much about it. That, he tried really hard, but he really couldn't bring himself to be in a place of peace and happiness. It was too hard for him. And it feels to me like there's a chemical imbalance, and there's a clinical depression going on in him. But I feel like he kind of hid that away and didn't let people know what was going on. He just kind of kept to himself, and spent a lot of time in his room and was very quiet about himself. And I feel like he's saying, I know that I should have reached out and I could have gotten help, but instead I went the other way, and I would try to medicate myself. And so I drank, and I took medications that weren't from the doctor, he said, but it was medicine for me. And he said, but I made a mistake and I took too much. So I feel like his death may have been ruled a suicide, but it was really an accident. He was just trying to get out of pain. And he's saying he's sorry that he that his life ended that way, and he knows that he should have reached out and gotten the proper help, but he just couldn't get himself to do that. And he said, so I medicated myself and I ended up ending my life by accident. So please know it was an accident. It wasn't on purpose. And he's sorry for all the hurt that he left behind. And you couldn't have known because he hid it. He hid it so well that nobody could have known what was really going on inside of him. So again, I think he's come in with the other people today to let people know to please reach out. Please let people know when you're in pain, when you're suffering, when you're sad, when you're depressed. There's help. There's always help, and there are always people that are ready to help you. Don't hide your pain. Don't hide behind the masks that you wear in life. Let people help you, because love is all around you, and there's no need for that anymore. There's plenty of help out there. So I feel like there are many from the spirit side of life here today, and I feel like they're feeling the stress and the sorrow and the pain and the hurt and the difficulties of this pandemic that everybody has been going through. And the change of season is bringing up a lot of stuff in people. And I feel like that's why they're coming in to help you, to speak out, to get the help you need. Help is always there. Don't hide your feelings and let yourself live, because you don't want to end your life too quickly. There's much more life to live for all of you. And I leave you with all their blessings and all their love as they come in. And we know that all of our loved ones from the spirit side of life are here with us to help us, to uplift us, to help us carry on in life and to live the life we're meant to live, which is joyful and happy and being the essence of who we really are. So no more hiding. Let's listen to the words of spirit, and let's give them great thanks for coming in today. I know that each and every one of you has been touched by the love of spirit. They're all sitting right there with you. There is no separation between us and them. They're only a thought away. So welcome them as they sit with you. Listen to the wisdom that they implant in your hearts, and know you're never alone. So I thank the spirit world for working with me today, and I hope that you all felt that love that was here for each and every one of you. And now, before we close our service, a few announcements. We have Mediums Night coming up on September 28th. It will be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Zoom. And there are a few slots left. We have been booking them the last week or two. But you can send me an email to healergbcs@hotmail.com if you want to schedule a reading. We have, I think, three more mediums available for readings. And we will be holding another one in October, the last Monday of October. So if you don't get in September, you can start booking the October one now as well. So we hope to see you on Mediums Night. We're very excited to be bringing that back on Zoom. And also, our new intro class starts this Tuesday night. If you're interested in joining, you need to join today so that I can send out the book and take care of all the preps, because it starts Tuesday. Another wonderful thing, Dominic Bogue will be with us. He's going to be doing the sermon on October 4th, and he'll be doing a gallery on Zoom on Friday, October 16th to benefit the church. That will be at 7 p.m., and tickets are available on the website. Once you purchase your ticket, you'll receive the link the day of the event so that you can click into Zoom. He also will be doing a mediumship class for all studying mediums. So if you want more information about that, you can call me or email me or just watch the website. Make sure you've signed up for our email list so you can get all the news of what's happening in this fall. Things are always changing. and we're always updating. So, and the other classes are starting this week as well. So, if you have graduated from the intro class and want to get into the healing class, you could call me as well, because that starts this week also. And I think that's all of the announcements. You can always check the website or give me a buzz if you have any questions. And let us close our service with a closing prayer. Infinite Spirit, beloved God, we give thanks for your presence here today. We give thanks for your presence within us and around us. Help us to see your presence in all the world. Help us to remember who we are as a part of you, to see you in the beauty of this season, to embrace it and to welcome it. Help us to start anew and to be the spirits we were born to be in this wonderful new season of fall. Help us to let go of what no longer serves and step forward as the magnificent lights we are. We give thanks for all that you bring to us, for all that we are, all that you are within us, as we say, Amen. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all next week. God bless you all.